In this video, I'm going to show you some footages of my live Q&A session with my students. I chose some of the most frequently asked or common questions, and I hope you will learn something too. Hello everyone, so happy to be back on YouTube. I want to apologize that I wasn't able to update new video for such a long time. I'm sorry if you have been waiting for the updates. Some of you might already know the reason. That was because I was focusing on creating my online course, teaching and supporting my first batch of students. My first online course ended up with 17 students from all around the world, and they are from 4 different continents. Our backgrounds are so diverse and we have so much to share with each other. Although I was the one who was teaching, I felt that I learned so much from my students too, because each of them bring in their very unique background and experiences. In my course, I met up with my students once a week for them to ask questions and also for discussions on topics that they don't fully understand. So now let's have a look at some of the questions from my students. Hopefully some of them are also your questions too, and you would find my answer helpful for you. One note is I didn't really script my answers because they are live and my students have already gone through my lessons. They already have the basic understanding of traditional Chinese medicine. So there are certain things I didn't explain more and assume they understand what I was talking about. So if you don't fully understand my answers, please leave a comment below if there's something that you'd like me to further clarify. Alright, without further ado, let's have a look at those footages.
I have question.
Go!
Remember we talked about Tonify? I still don't get Tonify properly, I think.
Okay, so can you tell me which part you don't get?
I still don't understand. Like, it's like supplement. If you want, when you say Tonify, what can you say? Like Tonify, for example, qi. So if you take the herbs, Tonify qi, that means I can get qi from food?
Yes, boost your qi.
Okay. And like Tonify ing is like what? Like getting in energy by food?
Yes. So imagine qi is, well, it is, I know some Western translation use it as energy, but more or less, yes, you can say that, but not exactly. So when you are very low in your qi, when you're tired, weak all the time, just feel that, yeah, usually general weakness in qi. So when you take the qi tonic, you supplement the qi that your body cannot generate. Ideally, a healthy person will have the good qi through our health, our food, our good sleep, good lifestyles. Our body will naturally generate the qi. But when you can't, that's when you need to take supplement.
Okay.
So when we say tonifying, it's like supplementing, nourishing. You don't have enough, you use the herbs to support you.
Okay.
Is it like taking vitamins?
Yeah. Yeah, it is almost. It's all depending on your body. Some people are too hot. I know people, they can't drink red dates actually. I know people, when they drink red dates, they just feel hot immediately. So if your body can handle, it's fine. Some people say every day, just like Western, we say 1 apple every day, you won't get sick, right? So Chinese medicine have something. If you have dates every day, you would have healthy body. But if it's too warming for you, then don't. You can add it here and there, but if it's every day, you start to feel the warmth, just don't do that. Just means that your body can't handle it. Then you have to find something middle ground. But the idea of Chinese medicine, just imagine Chinese medicine developed from food. So a lot of them are actually food. While we think they are good for health, but imagine it's the same with the Western nutrition. It's all about having a balanced diet, So it's the same with Chinese medicine. If you're generally a healthy person, you don't use it for very specific health reason, you do need to switch things up a little bit to find that balance for yourself. That's why I'm very careful on what I teach, because I feel that some people more or less blindly believe, oh, Shirley said that and I'm going to do it every day for a long period of time, 3 to 6 months, but without listening how your body responds, because your body will tell you. Do we always have to remove seeds from red dates? Not necessary, but we think the red dates with the seed is more warming. So if you want to have some tonic, qi and blood, so red date is a qi and blood tonic. If you want it, and sometimes we say red dates can calm the shen. So if you feel that you a bit warm, but not too bad, but you want to take the red date, you remove the seeds to reduce the warmth of the red dates. Yeah, especially if you want to use it for sleep, because sleep usually when you have too much heat, it's kind of, we say, disturb our mind. So then that's when you remove the red date, the seed from the red dates. Got it? So you don't have to always remove it. If you want the warm, you can keep it.
Hi Shirley, I have a quick question about seeds.
Yes.
Will the seeds make the taste bitter?
The red date not necessary.
Okay.
I don't think so, but if you find it tastes bitter, then you can remove. But one thing is, what tastes really bitter is the lotus seed. Those who buy lotus seed, there's a green thing in there that is bitter. So if you cook for sweet, you remove the green thing, but don't throw away. That green stuff, the green seedling inside the red dates are very good to clear heat. That is the opposite. That's when you use it, when you need to go to sleep, you can't sleep. We say will clear the heart fire. So you can make just a few of them, put it in the hot water, let it brew for 5-10 minutes and drink it. Probably will help you to sleep. You can add a bit of honey. But back to Yin Mei's question, the red date seed might not, I don't think it make it bitter. I don't think so. But if you find it, you can remove if you want. But the other question I always get, do we have to remove the green thing in the lotus seed? You remove if you want to make sweet soup, but keep them. Don't throw it away. Someone say that the mother tell them that you have to throw that away because it's toxic. It's not toxic. I think they don't know how to use it. Keep them for yourself. Save them. On the night that you can't sleep, then you can drink them. Yeah. So that's some tips, extra.
And you just keep it in the fridge, Shirley?
Yeah, keep it in the fridge. Keep it in the fridge. Yeah.
How much would you use to make tea?
A few, 4, 5, 5, 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They are bitter, yeah. They are bitter. But if find too bitter, just add some honey. Honey will help you to sleep anyway. And the Asian pear, any variety like brown skin, yellow skin, or even the green corn shaped one. So Asian pear, we usually is the yellow skin or the brown skin, which is the Korean pear. And and there's another one called Yali. It's the yellow skin, but the shape is different. Yali pear, if you know what it is. I share the screen. So can you see this shape of pear is Yali pear. So this sort of pear is different from the big round one. So some people say this is better. Okay.
Yes.
People say it's better for the cough. But the green one, the Western style green one where the flesh is harder, those I think the Asian pear, which is the yellow, and work better. I think Sarah last time tested it, right? Do you want to share a little bit? I think you only know by testing, but this is good. They are food, so test it and then you will know. Sarah, do you want to share a little bit about your experience?
Oh yeah, I actually tried all the 3 pairs. So when I first saw your video, I did have the Korean pair. So I loved it the most because I didn't have to put any sweetener. I didn't put rock sugar, I didn't put honey, and it was really good. And then nearby we have an Asian store, so I bought the other Asian one. And that one I had to put rock sugar. It wasn't that sweet. And then I tried with the normal one, the Western one, and that was the worst of all. I didn't like it. It was bad.
Yeah.
So I tried, if there's Korean, then I do Korean. If not, then Asian. The other one is my second choice.
Perfect. That's good. So you can give it a go. So sometimes it's good because they are food. So you test it and you kind of can feel it. So the other question people always ask me, can I use apple? I say, yeah, you can, but probably it's not as good. Once you cook it, you can tell. You can tell how it coat your throat and how it relieved it. Apricot kernel, yes, it is. According to Chinese medicine, is slightly toxic. There's two types, the Chinese almond or the apricot kernels. They are the northern south, that they say north and south. North is the slightly bitter one. It's supposed to be a bit stronger. And then the south is the slightly sweeter one. So usually how recipe go, or even herbal prescription, we tend to have a smaller amount of the northern and slightly bigger amount of the south. Partly for the taste, partly also for, inverted comma, the toxicity. Because the northern, because of the taste is bitter, it tends to be a bit, have more problem than the sweeter one. So when you combine this, you kind of try to dilute the toxicity, and yet you try to get the effects. So that's, if you look at recipes, sometimes that's how they do it. 2 portions of the south and then 1 portion of the north. And sometimes the description, whatever packaging, sometimes they will say bitter apricot kernel and then sweet apricot kernel, or bitter Chinese almond, or then you know the bitter, you have to ring about bitter is the slightly toxic or stronger one. Yeah, doesn't mean that you have to completely avoid. It's fine. Yeah, as long as not long-term use, as long as be careful with the dosage. With children, have to stick to the pediatric dose if you have to use it. I would say ideally, check with the Chinese doctor if you have a Chinese doctor. It's a reminder that it's not all herbs are safe. It's only for short-term use, and use it when you need it. And even when I look online, there are a type of Western almond, also called bitter almond. They're also slightly toxic. And that's why we have to use it very cautiously. A lot of people don't know, like I say, a lot of YouTube, we do use it in the herbs, we do use it in some of the recipe. That I think is fine if you follow strictly to the dosage. But children is the one that I'm a bit concerned, because once in a while I hear parents will tell me, someone gave them this recipe, they just put it in, and then they just put a handful and say, that's too much. So I think that's where we need to be very cautious. It's not to like I say, it's not just nourish. People think it's nourish the lung. You can do it very often. It's not. So just use it very carefully.
Shirley, I have a question. So if you say, so what do you think, like what kind of herbs do you think everyone should have in their pantry? Like, maybe 5 or 6
okay.
That would be kind of useful to have.
For everyday use. Ginger,
Mm-hmm.
goji berries, red dates, chrysanthemum flowers. Those are my favorite. Yeah, I just find that you cover the warming, the clearing heat. And actually, let me see, this book they recommend. Let me see what they recommend. They give you 10. I'm just curious what they say. I think the ginger is one part of it. Oh, okay. Oh, she give a very simple one. Okay. Garlic, ginger, green onion, mushrooms, seaweed, goji berries, ginseng, which is the dangshen if you can't get the ginseng. And then Chinese red dates, which I already mentioned. She actually also recommend job's tears, which is I do have it a lot at home. The job's tears seeds, the barley, the Chinese barley, because it's clear dampness. And then cinnamon. Cinnamon I didn't talk much because I would assume most of us know, but cinnamon is very warming. So so those are the good that you have in your pantry. I mean, I like to have I usually have a few grains, mung beans I have, red beans I have. Yeah, I would say those are the few that you could have at home. She didn't put chrysanthemum flower. I like chrysanthemum flower because I use it a lot for my eyes, for the heat. My eyes are not very good, so. Especially now with the mask, those who have to work during lockdown, a few tips. When you wear mask, I don't know whether you have to, I have to all days. And because I wear glasses, my breath go to my eyes. Yeah, some will know. Yeah, and then the heat is steaming my eye all day because sometimes it doesn't have it. I mean, it still have to go through here to escape. Yeah, because I cover properly on the nose here, so my eyes get really, really uncomfortable. So I have to take a lot of goji berries and chrysanthemum, at least to support me. The other is when we wear masks, we forget to drink water, or we lazy to drink because of all this. So it's good to make a lot of drink that is good for nourishing yin. So kind of coat your mouth with the fluid, like Asian pear, or even the herbal soup that I suggest on my YouTube, 沙参玉煮. So the yin one and the Asian pear, you can make them, and the white fungus is good. So in case if you do forget and it's too hard, at least you don't feel too dry mouth all day. So those are the tips for those who have to wear mask all day. Like me, it's I can't do it, but it's very hard. I mean, I have to do it, but it's getting very tough. So those are the little tricks that you can support. So that's when Chinese medicine come in. I also noticed that a big spike of new subscribers on my channel while I was busy working on my online course. So I want to use this opportunity to welcome all the new subscribers to my tiny little channel. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting this channel. I never would have thought this channel would grow to what it is today, considering it's only have about, I think, 17 videos. In YouTube, where 2,200 subscribers is such a small channel that probably is not worth mentioning. Yet in my world, each and every one of you means the world to me. Of course, my heartfelt thank you to all of you who have been following me since the very, very beginning. It's actually been a little bit over a year since I created this channel. Come to think of it, we haven't really had any celebrations, aren't we? Maybe I should think of something to do together with everyone. But yet, I hope this small and supportive community is here to help each other to learn more about how to use Chinese herbs at home safely and effectively.